In a quiet little town, nestled between rolling green hills, lived a young boy named Haris. He was a curious and energetic boy, always asking questions and exploring the world around him. His heart was full of wonder, and his mind was always buzzing with ideas. One sunny afternoon, his grandmother, a woman with kind eyes and a smile as warm as the morning sun, called him over. She held out her hand, and in her palm lay a tiny, dark seed. "Haris, my dear," she said softly, "I have something very special for you. This seed holds a great secret, a lesson that will stay with you for all your days." Haris looked at the seed, then back at his grandmother, his eyes wide with intrigue. "A secret? What is it, Grandma?" he asked eagerly. She smiled. "It's for you to discover. But I'll give you a hint. It's about faith, patience, and the beautiful plan that God has for everything, no matter how small." With his grandmother's words echoing in his heart, Haris took the seed. He felt a sense of purpose, a mission. He found the perfect spot in their backyard, a small patch of earth bathed in sunlight. He carefully dug a little hole, just as his grandmother had shown him. He placed the seed inside, whispered a small prayer, and gently covered it with soil. "Okay, little seed," he said. "Grandma says you have a secret. I'm ready to learn." Every single day, Haris tended to his seed. He watered it just the right amount, not too much and not too little. He made sure no pesky weeds grew nearby to steal its nutrients. He would often sit by the spot, his chin resting on his knees, just watching and waiting. Days turned into a week, and then another, but nothing happened. The patch of earth remained just that, a patch of earth. Haris started to feel a little discouraged. He went to his grandmother, his shoulders slumped. "Grandma, I don't think it's working. The seed isn't doing anything." His grandmother pulled him into a warm hug. "Haris," she said, "this is the first part of the lesson. Patience. Good things take time. The seed is working very hard under the soil where you can't see it. It's growing roots, making itself strong. You must have faith, not just in the seed, but in God's timing. Trust that something wonderful is happening even when you can't see it." Her words were like a cool drink of water on a hot day. Haris felt his hope return. He realized she was right. He couldn't see what was happening beneath the surface, but that didn't mean nothing was going on. He decided to trust the process. He continued to water the soil and keep watch, but now his waiting was filled with faith instead of frustration. Then, one glorious morning, as the sun's first rays painted the sky, Haris saw it. A tiny, vibrant green sprout pushing its way through the dark soil. It was so small, so delicate, yet it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. He let out a whoop of joy and ran to get his grandmother. "Grandma, Grandma, come see. It's here. Look at that, Haris. Your faith and patience have been rewarded. This is the beginning of something magnificent." From that day on, Haris watched in awe as the little sprout grew with a determination that amazed him. It stretched towards the sun, its leaves unfurling like tiny green flags celebrating life. As it grew taller, it became a sapling, slender but strong. Haris learned that his little tree needed more than just water and sunlight. It needed protection. One week, a storm with fierce winds and heavy rain swept through the town. Haris worried about his little tree. He watched from the window as it was bent and battered by the wind. He prayed that it would be strong enough to withstand the storm. The next morning, he rushed outside, his heart pounding. The sapling was still standing. It was leaning a little, and some of its leaves were torn. But it had survived. Haris carefully straightened it and built a small, supportive frame around it. He realized that life, much like his tree, would face storms. There would be challenges and difficulties that would test his strength. But just like the tree, with faith and resilience, he could stand firm and not be broken. The storms wouldn't destroy him. They would make him stronger, his roots growing deeper in his faith. As the years went by, Haris grew from a boy into a young man, and the sapling grew with him. It transformed from a slender young tree into a mighty, sprawling oak. Its branches reached high into the sky, providing shade and shelter for anyone who sought it. Birds built their nests among its leaves, their cheerful songs filling the air. Children from the neighborhood would play under its cool canopy, their laughter a testament to the life it nurtured. Haris would often sit under the tree, leaning against its sturdy trunk, reflecting on the journey. He remembered the tiny seed his grandmother had given him and the profound lessons it had taught him. He learned about patience, about trusting in a plan bigger than his own, even when he couldn't see the immediate results. He learned that the most important growth often happens unseen, deep beneath the surface, building a strong foundation. He learned about resilience, about how to face life's storms, not with fear, but with the faith that he could withstand them and emerge stronger. He understood that challenges were not meant to break him, but to help him grow deeper roots in his beliefs and character. And most importantly, he learned about giving. The tree, which started as a tiny seed he had nurtured, now gave back to the world in countless ways. It provided shade, shelter, beauty, and a home for other creatures. It asked for nothing in return. It simply gave. Haris understood that this was his purpose too, to grow in faith and character, not just for himself, but so that he could be a source of good in the world. He wanted to be like his tree, a source of shade and comfort, offering help and kindness to those around him. One evening, as Hari sat under the majestic oak, his own grandmother, now older and frailer, came to sit with him. She looked up at the vast canopy of leaves silhouetted against the twilight sky. "You see, Haris," she said, her voice filled with love. "You planted a seed, but you grew so much more than a tree. You grew patience in your heart, resilience in your spirit, and generosity in your soul. You learned that with faith as your soil and good deeds as your water, you can grow into someone who provides shade for others. This is the secret the seed held, the secret of a life lived at the magnificent tree." Then, at his wise grandmother, and a deep sense of peace and understanding washed over him, the little seed had indeed taught him the greatest lesson of all: how to live a life rooted in faith, growing in purpose, and branching out in kindness to the world. And so, the story of Haris and his tree became a quiet legend, a gentle reminder passed down through generations. A reminder that even the smallest act of faith, like planting a single seed, can grow into something magnificent. Something that can shelter and inspire countless others. It's a story that tells us that our own lives are like that seed. We need to nurture our faith with patience, face challenges with resilience, and aim to give back to the world. By doing so, we too can grow into something strong and beautiful. A testament to the wonderful plan that unfolds when we simply trust the process. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that aims to inspire and uplift. Until next time, keep planting seeds of faith and kindness